Max, big crowd expected on Saturday. Big game. What are just your thoughts on what's going to be like on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's at a great time. I think it's in the middle of the day, so I think it should be a sellout. I think the crowd's looking really good so far. That's what Leon was telling me, but we just hope we can get this entire place filled because we play better in front of more fans we can get. And it should be a great game. It's a quad one opportunity for us, so we're already looking forward to it.
For fans that maybe don't realize it, I guess when you guys go on the road and face some of these hostile crowds and stuff, I mean, how much of a difference does it make when it's half full here versus all the way full?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see it a lot because you travel with us. Like when those gyms are full, you can hear it. It's hard to hear plays, stuff like that, and it's easy to rattle people like younger players like freshmen, sophomores. It's hard to play on the road, and I think you see that a lot, BJ. But I think if we can get 12,000 people in here, I think we have a pretty good record when we sell this place out. So that's obviously the goal, but we're going to play really hard no matter what, and we're just looking forward to it. So.
I asked Tyson the same question, but what do you think the number one offense versus the number one defense in the Mountain West? What do you think that game's going to look like?
Well, hopefully defense wins out, but yeah, we know they're really good offensively. I think Ashworth has some of the best numbers in the country, so we're going to focus on trying to shut him down. But we're just going to stick to kind of the stuff we do and kind of approach it how we approach every other game, and we'll see how it plays out.
How do you avoid overguarding Ashworth, knowing he's one of the best recruits in the country?
Yeah, they do a great job at cutting, and Rylan Jones does a great job getting in the lane and finding people on cuts too. So it's not just Ashworth, obviously, but kind of the main focus will be taking away threes and then big guys kind of helping at the rim and that kind of stuff. But they're just kind of a well-oiled machine on offense, and we'll try to do everything we can to disrupt that.
Thanks. We didn't get to talk about the San Jose State, but you were on the court during the Marcus Shaver shot. What was, from your viewpoint, what was that like in those 22 seconds?
Yeah, so in the huddle, Leon was kind of just asking him, like, are you good to go? Are you good to shoot the shot? And obviously Shaver was down to take that one. But we kind of talked about if he drove and my dude overhelped, he was going to kick it to me. But he went a little late. I think he went with 5 seconds left, so he didn't have that kind of time to really make deeper penetration. So that's kind of why he crossed over and shot that. But I think everyone knew that one was going in, and we were suicide rebounding too, just in case. So everyone was going to the boards because we only had 2 seconds left. So obviously it kind of worked out in our favor there, and we got a good win. San Jose is really good this year.
What are those huddles like with Leon or the other assistants, trying to draw up something late in games?
I mean, it's kind of frantic. Everyone's kind of coming up with what we want to do. I think they just drew that one up right before because most teams have our play scouted, so sometimes they come up with some on the fly. Like that one was on the fly, but we got Duryea, who's our offensive coordinator, and then Burns is our defensive guy. So we usually look to Duryea for plays down the stretch like that, or sometimes Leon just draws them up. But either way, it worked out last game. So.
But do you just sit in the huddle, be like, all right, how are we going to get Marcus the ball? I mean, is that pretty?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, that's who we want to go to.
Yes.
But, yeah, most guys are like, let's get shape the ball here and get out of his way. But then we just follow whatever play they draw up, which is usually for Shaver down the stretch.
As someone that enjoys, shooting a three, when you see a team that's like number one in the country in threes or close to it, I mean, can you appreciate their offense?
Oh, absolutely. I love how they move and how they cut, and it gets shooters open. And I think they got a lot of guys that work in their system, and they're all super efficient right now. So you're going to see that on Saturday for sure. Just a well-oiled machine, like I said.
It seems like you've been really good this season when guys try and close out on you. You can kind of put down a dribble, and then you've been really good hitting the floater. Was that something you worked on in the off season, or is that just something?
Yeah, I've been working on it with Lexus Williams a little bit, just because my shot fake works every time. So sometimes I have to find a good balance of when I need to shoot it and a good time to pump fake. And I think last year a big thing that I struggled with is when do I shoot the open ones and when do I pump fake. And that's kind of something I feel like I've evolved this year a little bit. Like I'm taking the right threes and I'm getting to the lane at the right time as opposed to last year. So.
Have you seen Tyson? He's obviously struggling a little from the outside. How have you seen him kind of be dealing with that? Because you've obviously gone through shooting stunts yourself, and his is not quite as bad as yours was last year. But I mean, it's I know it's probably getting at him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's more mental than it is physical. Obviously, I think he's fallen back a little bit on some of his shots just because of how the sets work out. But yeah, I think sometimes it's just in the back of your head, like, do I shoot this? Like I've been missing, but I think he'll stay confident. He'll be fine. And when those stats correct, it's going to be really good for us offensively. So.
How much better of a, I mean, we saw it last year in the stats, but how much better of a, we heard all offseason how he was improving his three-point shooting and then his struggle. I mean, how much better of a shooter is than what he's shown? Oh,
absolutely. I think he's at least 10 to 15% better. I mean, it's kind of a limited sample size right now. We've only played half the season, but usually statistics correct, and I think he'll end up in right around 40 this year.
What have you thought about your bench through, I guess, halfway through the season?
I think they're doing a really good job. Kobe comes off the bench. He seems like he makes most of the shots he takes. Jace has been playing really good lately. And then obviously Lucas is a great big off the bench for us. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing in this league. And then some of the other guys, Sada's working with injuries. But I think our bench is doing a great job. And I think it's really important in the Mountain West to have a good bench just because night in, night out, you're going to be battling dudes. Foul trouble happens, injuries happen. So we're going to need them a lot here in this last stretch of the season.